Hello and welcome back, or if you're new here, we're currently renovating our 95-year-old house. We moved in 5 months ago and we're currently converting an old room into our new bathroom. We've spent the last 5 weeks installing the new plumbing, putting in the electrics, reconcreting the floor, installing installation, plasterboards in the walls, building the structure for the new bath, and here's where we're at now. In today's episodes, we will be blocking off the old bathroom, which is a part of an extension which will be coming down in the future if our architect ever comes back to us with the new plan. Finally covering all the electrical wires and also trying to figure out how to make a frame for around the shower.
Once that board's on there, that will stop that from wobbling. That board goes onto there. That should be that. Hello.
It's getting there. I'm just going to have the open plan shower.
Aye. He's running. You've got to go out the other way, Frank. There you go.
Frankenstein. Hello, boy.
She's a girl. Very tight space to be working. So after finished building the wall, I'm very happy with that. I've laid a couple of little bricks down here on the floor so that I can give a step inside the shower. And now I'm going to install 2 bits of wood across here just to hold up the towel rail to give it a good strong fixing, because it's going to be quite heavy once it's got the water in there. And then after that, I'm going to tackle all these electrics. Let's go. Right, Mr. Plumbing Tube, please be nice to me and don't leak. That would be very nice of you. Now, let me explain. We don't have a big house. We don't have loads of money. What we do have is a bedroom that we've spent the last 5 weeks converting into a bathroom. It's not fun. So, if anybody out there decides to convert a bedroom into a bathroom, to have a big bathroom, don't do it. After a few hours, I have not really got very far. I've been staring at this, not understanding how I'm going to do it. So what I have decided is to do it in 2 parts. That way I take away the stress of having to do so much at once. So I'm going to put this piece of plasterboard in now and then continue with the top side. It's a bit dark because obviously I've had to disconnect the lights, but I should be able to get them back on again. As I've said many times before, electrics is not my strong point. So I'm expecting to spend quite a lot of time trying to figure all of this out. And I've just put a few extra cables in just in case I need them, which is going up to here, because I don't really know what I do need and what I don't need, but hopefully this will go on okay. And I've marked things up so I know where they are as well and what they're for. That should help. But that looks like it's gone on all right. Right, let's get this screwed in. Well, this needs tidying up, but I'll sort that out when I put the plug sockets in and stuff. Sockets? All the switches together. Okay, at least I know it all works.
What did you forget to do?
Forgot to put insulation in. It's like an hour and a half's work. Oh. There's nothing to cry. It's not funny.
I know.
What's the matter? That's enough for today. I didn't manage to get as far as I'd have liked to, but we did finish the door. Just finished concreting that area in down there. That should be dry in a couple of days, so I can get all that plasterboarded in that room, in that little cubby hole sort of thing. And yeah, obviously had to take that board back off. My mistake. We all make mistakes. So tomorrow I will continue with the electrics. See you in the morning. Good morning. Back at it. Today I've got to tackle these electrics. So there's going to be a lot of faffing. I've already marked out where the two little boxes are going to go, so I'm just going to install two of these boxes. One of the boxes isn't going to have any connections inside of it because it's just going to be all the cabling that's going from the main consumer unit, the main trip switch box, straight through to where we are going to have the connections in the kitchen. That one's going to go approximately there. And then the other one will go next to it where I will have my connections in for this bathroom and also the connections for the room that we're using currently as a living room. And yeah, it's going to be a faffy job. I have left the conduits too short, so I'm going to have to add on to the conduits, these flexi black tubes that are here, just to fit them all in. And the main aim is basically just to get all of them into the back of these boxes. Once they're in there, I can worry about all the rest of it at a later date, because we are way behind on this bathroom. I did think it was going to take me about 3 weeks, all part of refurbing a 100-year-old house, I suppose. We've come across a few issues, but it's all part of it. So I'm going to continue with this and let's see how far I get today. Okay, to make my life easy, I'm just going to knock out every single one of these entrance bits, just so that when I do put the conduits and cables through, I've got a bit of play. I know you're not supposed to, but I really don't know how I'm going to get this done, so I'm just going to do them all on both of the boxes. Just learn, don't undo the screws. before you put the box in, because the little tabby bits go all over the place, so do them afterwards. Which is what I should have done with that box down there yesterday. I'm just going to now make all these conduits longer that I think need to be made longer, so that, because the boxes are going to go about there, so some of these, like that one, isn't going to reach, so I'm just going to extend them a little bit and then try to start putting it all together. I'm not looking forward to this.
So my morning consisted of clearing everything out of the original bathroom, giving this a complete wipe down with bleach and water, then repainted it with a water-based paint which protects it from mould and any woodworm. I've had to take everything out of the bathroom and clean all the other bits and bobs because they were starting to attract moths.
So guys, just remember, you need ventilation in the bathroom.
Even if it's noisy.
So I can confirm that has been an absolute stonker. Nearly there though. I have put a couple of the conduits in this side when they should have been in that side. Should have taken my time a little bit longer. So this one here is a joint for the lights. So that one actually should be in this side where I'm going to have all my joints. And this 32mm conduit should be in this side. So I'm going to swap them over somehow. Tidy up these little. So that's the one that goes into the bathroom. That's for the lights. I've got to get that in there and that in there. Okay, let's do it. So I'm really happy with how this turned out. We've got the power in from the main consumer unit. We've got power out that's going to be going into the box in the kitchen. We've got the lights and the sockets set up in here. We've got the cabling for, well, not the cable, the conduits that go into the spare bedroom. All the connections will be in this side, and this box here won't have any connections. It'll just have all the cables just running straight through it. So no big connector blocks or anything in there. I did have to put a couple of the conduits coming from the main consumer unit in this one because they wouldn't all fit in here, but I have also put some like pass-through bits there so they can go through. This is actually just the cable that goes into the bathroom, so that won't be there in the future. That'll be disconnected from there and pulled through. So yeah, really happy. It's taken me a very long time to get it all neat and tidy. What I've also done is, because a couple of these, like there's a few loose ones, but the ones that kept falling down, I don't know if you can see in there, I just screwed them in with a plasterboard screw, and that stops them moving anywhere. So yeah, I'm really happy. Done.
That took so long.
Yeah, it took me nearly all day to get that in there. It's all nice and tidy, ready for all the other cables. I haven't connected the cables up for that bedroom yet. Just need to play around with the sockets and switches, but all the sockets, the plug sockets, they all work in here now. They've got power to them. I haven't connected to them, but we can carry on with that in the next couple of days. And yeah, I'm really happy after all that.
You don't sound like you've been happy.
It's been hard. My hands are all cut to shreds, but yeah, we did it.
You did it well done. I have been working, I've been doing mould removal.
Nice.
Horrible. The OG bathroom got mould, it's not nice. So
No.
I've spent the...
Because it's got no ventilation, it's been really cold over the last week or so, hasn't it?
And raining a lot,
And
yeah.
So very, very quickly from a dry room to speckles of mould on the tiles was very, very quick.
The shelves though, and the shelves got it as well.
Yeah.
It taught me a lesson about ventilation. I just thought it was just one of them noisy things.
Those showers with the door curtain closed have got to stop, haven't they? Because otherwise you'll be back in there cleaning it in a week's time.
Yeah.
So, but yeah, luckily we do have an extractor fan ready to be connected in this one.
And I will use it, I promise. I didn't used to in the old house.
No, what it is in the old house with our lights, I had the extractor fan set up when I did that bathroom. The extractor fan was connected to the light, so every time you went in, all you could hear was the extractor fan, and you didn't like that, did you?
No, it was a lot louder than that.
Well.
But no, I understand
Why?
the reason. Yeah, 100%.
Yeah. So now we've got one switch for the main light, one switch for the little light over there. We've got one switch for the extractor, and that cable there is just the power coming back down. So we've got 3 switches on there now.
Cool.
Okay, so when you have a shower you can turn it on, but when you have a bath you don't need to turn it on. Or if you just come in to use the toilet you don't need to turn it on. But it does need to be on when you have a shower.
No, definitely. And even when I'm finished in the bathroom, I'm going to leave it on because it's just...
Yeah.
So I'm so surprised. But yeah, there's no ventilation in that OG bathroom at all, so saw the rewards from it.
Good. So we'll end the episode here. Thank you very, very, very much for watching. We hope you had a wonderful Christmas, and we'll see you in the next one.
Happy New Year. Bye. We've not been outside for a few days, so here's how the garden's doing. We've not had to water them at all ourselves because it's been raining a lot. Cauliflower's starting to take shape. A few of them not doing too well. And the onions. A little orange tree.